The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And because I had to play with the camera and all that, you got me for the openness of the you know what. I'll show that in a minute. My name is Ron Jeckett. Welcome to the program for this Monday, the 4th of December, 2023. And per Patreon request, we're going to replay the 1972 American League Championship Series, not as played. Oh my God, I believe the A's had 6 second basemen. Unbelievable. So, you're going to see why the American League implemented a DH, I think, after the series was done. These are the last games in American League history that were played without a DH by both teams. The Tigers of 1972 are the only team in the first 6 years of the League Championship Series format which the Baltimore Orioles didn't play in as the champions of the American League East. The Tigers got past the Red Sox the last weekend of a strike-shortened season, and the games were not made up. So the Tigers are here, and they are a pretty good team. Hall of Famers such as Al Kaline, good players such as Billy Freehand, Norm Cash, Mickey Lolich is getting the start today for the Tigers, and Chris Waterfield, who wanted these games, is a huge Tigers fan, so he's hoping to change a little bit of history repeating. The A's are in their second of 6 straight, 5 straight division titles, and in real life they would go to the World Series for the first time since their move from Kansas City to Oakland. In fact, they never went in as Kansas City. They last had made it, I believe, in 1930 or 31 in Philadelphia. They will go to the World in real life. They went to the World Series in 1972, and they're loaded. Reggie Jackson. Gene Tennis gets the call behind the plate, although he didn't catch the majority of the games. Catfish Hunter's on the mound for Game 1. So the epic A's team from the mid-70s, Dick Williams and Billy Martin's first club as a manager, the Detroit Tigers. It's yours next, as Retro Sports Network presents the 1972 American League Championship Series. Today, from Oakland Alameda Coliseum in Oakland, California, it's the Oakland Athletics and the Detroit Tigers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Then we got ourselves an 80s picture of the Coliseum pre-Mountain Davis, and I think it looks pretty nice. Catfish Hunter, oh, by the way, gets the call here in Game 1. 21-7 in 1972 with an earned run average of 204. He started 37 games and finished 16. Hunter, 26 years old, fastball 87, and a fly ball plus pitcher. He will win the Cy Young in 1974. The rest of his numbers: 295 innings in a third, 200 hits. He allowed 21 homers, he walked 70, and struck out 191. Tony Taylor gets a call at second for the Tigers. He'll lead off. Bill Freehand, the catcher, will bat second. Norm Cash cleans up at first base. Mickey Stanley in center will clean up. Al Kaline will bat fifth. Willie Horton will go sixth in left field. Kaline in right. Aurelio Rodriguez, who was with the Tigers a long time, at third will bat seventh. Eddie Brinkman at short bats eighth. And Mickey Lolich gets the call on the mound. Should throw about 130 pitches. Defensively for Oakland, Joe Rudy, an 8 and an 8 in left. Reggie Jackson's in center, and he's a 4 and an 8. Angel Mangual is a 6 and a 5 in right. Sal Bando a 7 at third. Bert Campaneris a 6 at short. Cullen is a 6 at second. Don't be Bill. And Mike Epstein is a 4 at first. Gene Tennis a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. Hunter a 7 on the mound with a .964 fielding percentage. No rainouts. You can have suspensions, rain delays. Those are the special rules that we set. 65 degrees, a beautiful day for baseball here on the Bay. Tony Taylor at 303. A home run RBI. And this ALCS begins with a ground ball to Bando. Sal has it, throws to Epstein. 1 out. So here's Freehand, 262, 10 homers, and 56 RBI. Catfish deals. Fly ball, left field. Rudy coming in, rides the Schwinn. Has it for the 2nd out. So 2 quick outs for Norm Cash. At 259, he led the Tigers in homers with 22 and drove in 61. Pitch from Hunter. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. Tigers go in order. Half an inning in the books, no score. Mickey Lolich, the lefty, is 32. Billy Martin used pretty much Lolich every 4 days. He went 41 times and finished the job 23 times. Not too shabby. 32 years old, fastball at 88, fly ball pitcher. His 2.50 ERA. Baseball in December, how you doing? And Scotty wants the Dodgers. Afternoon. Lolich 327 in the 3rd innings. 282 hits. 29 homers. He walked 74 and struck out 250. Looked like he was having a good time in that picture, didn't it? Here's the A's lineup for you in Game 1. This is not as played. Bert Campaneris leads off at short. Sal Bando at 3rd will bat 2nd. Reggie Jackson is in center field. He'll go 3rd. Mike Epstein at 1st cleans up. Joe Rudy in left will bat 5th. Gene Tennis behind the plate will go 6th. Angel Mangual in right will bat 7th. Not Bill Cullen at 2nd, batting 8th. And Catfish Hunter will go 9th. He should throw about 130 pitches. Willie Horton is a 2 and a 5 defensively for Detroit. Mickey Stanley a 7 and a 5 in center, and Kaline, even at his advanced age, is a 6 and a 6 in right. Rodriguez a 9 at 3rd. Eddie Brinkman a 10 at short. Tony Taylor a 5 at 2nd. Norm Cash a 4 at 1st. Bill Freehand an 8 and a 6 behind the plate, and Lolich as a 3 with a 947 fielding percentage. Campy at 240. 8 homers, 32 RBI, and 52 stolen bases. We talked about last week Campaneris throwing his bat at John Hiller, and we'll get into the reasons why. If you throw at someone's ankles, it makes it hard for them to steal. Lolich starts Game 1, and there's a liner in the left center field. That's a base hit. Stanley will cut it off, and Campy has himself a leadoff single. Brings up Sal Bando, 236. 15 homers and 77 RBI. So, Scotty, since you've been so patient about wanting your Dodgers to play, what postseason series after this would you like me to do? Throw to first, and Campy's back. And Campy's going to go. So, Freehand throws down to Taylor. This should be... Nope, that's going into center field. So not only does Campanera steal 2nd, he takes 3rd on the air. And that is the reason why he is such a threat. So he steals 2nd base, the throw goes into center field, and Campaneris is on 3rd with a 1-strike count to Sal Bando. There's a fly ball left field. Back goes Horton way back there, and that is off the wall. So Campaneris is going to score, and Bando's into 2nd standing. So 1-0 Oakland before the faithful can get in their seats. Here's Reggie. Reggie at 265, 25 homers, and 75 RBI. In the center field, Stanley should get there. He does. 1 out. And Bando will bluff. John says, speaking of Billy Martin, just started an action PC replay of the 74 Rangers and Phillies and Reds. I'm surprised we haven't gotten the sales sheet for the new game. It should be out in a couple of weeks. Rangers in the late 70s. Didn't you have them win in 77? I had them win the pennant in 78. Pitch to Epstein. Ball 4. I forgot to read you Mike's numbers, but we'll get that the next time. Joe Rudy at 305. 19 homers and 75 RBI. So Bando on second, Epstein on first, 1 out. And 1-0 Oakland in game 1. Best of 5 here. Oakland had a better record by 7.5 games over the Tigers, but because we do a rotational thing for the LCSs at this point, Detroit has home field advantage. Games 3, 4, and 5, if needed, are going to be in Detroit. Pitch to Rudy. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Horton. Willie's there. Will make the catch. And again, Bando will bluff but not go. Horton has an average arm, not great range. The 77 Rangers were swept by the Phillies in his World Series, John says. And in 81 blew a 3-0 lead to the Dodgers. You just made Scotty's heart just go pitter-patter. In my 78 replay on this channel, the Dodgers beat the Rangers in 5. Gene Tennis, the World Series hero, 225. 5 homers and 32 RBI. 2 out, 1-0 Oakland here in the first. And Lolich will walk him. So the bases are loaded for Angel Mangual. 246, 5 homers and 32 RBI. So Bando on third. Epstein on second. Tennis on first. Lolich deals. Struck him out. So Mickey will strand him loaded. A run, however, for Oakland on 2 hits and an error, and after 1, it's 1-0 Oakland. So Mickey Stanley, who looks about 8,000 in that picture, followed by Al Kaline and Willie Horton. Mickey at 234, 14 homers and 55 RBI. Stanley laces this one to right. Mangual, 1 out. Big Dave, how are you? Here's Kaline. Al at 313. 10 homers and 278 at-bats and 32 RBI. Swings, fly ball, left field. Back goes Rudy into the corner. And he makes a leaping catch against the wall. 2 out. Remember, the amount of foul territory here in Oakland is massive. The football field, of course, ran over the middle. Here's Willie Horton, 231, 11 homers, and 36 RBI. Catfish deals. Struck him out. That's 2 for Jim. No runs, no hits, no errors. After an inning and a half here in game 1, it's Oakland 1, Detroit 0. So Tim Cullen, Catfish Hunter, and Bert Campaneris to face Lolich here in the second. Tim, I'm not kidding. They used 6 second basemen. Did Oakland. Apparently, none of them and Dick Williams ever agreed on anything. I've never seen a team use 6. Cullen hit 261 with 15 RBI. Ground ball to Tony Taylor. Over to Cash. 1 out. So here's Catfish. Could hit 219 and 5 RBI. Lolich winds and deals. And Hunter hits this one. Taylor towards first. Grabs it over to Cash. And the second verse is the same as the first 2 out. So opening 9 for Lolich, an inning and 2/3, 30 pitches, 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Campaneris singled, stole second, took third on an error, and scored in the first. Into right center, Stanley coming in, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch to retire the side. Andrew watching from, hey, another Vermont view from White River Junction. Did you guys get much snow down there? We did not get any in Burlington. And I'm reading that my Central Vermont friends got another 6 to 8 inches. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third in game one, 1-0 Oakland. So here's Aurelio Rodriguez, who played with the Tigers a long time, although this picture's with the Angels. 236, 13 homers and 56 RBI. Catfish starts the third, base hit left center field. Rudy will pick it up, and that's the first hit for the Tigers, and that'll bring up Eddie Brinkman, who is a mediocre bunter. 203, 6 homers and 49 RBI. He is the very definition of a no-hit, good glove shortstop. Sends this one into right center. Back goes Reggie. He'll make the catch for the out. So we're with you Wednesday for game 2 here in Oakland. Here's Lolich, 6 for 89. That's an .067 average. Epstein and Bando play for the bunt. 1 out. Inch of snow in Claremont, a little more up 91 way. They had a gas tanker slide off the road up by Newport this morning. 29 inches of snow at Mount Baker this weekend. The skiers are ecstatic. That's out west. So, Scotty, I'll let you, you're not a Patreon, but you're a dear friend. What playoff series am I doing after this? Lolich draws the walk. So, first and second, 1 out for Tony Taylor, who was 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Catfish, 37 pitches, 2 1/3, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So, it's Rodriguez on third, Lolich with the jacket on first. Got him. Taylor swung on an 0-2 fastball. 2 out for Bill Freehan, who's 0 for 1. A 30 semi pileup on the main mountain pass. Is that 90? Or is that not an interstate? Apparently, C.W. McCall was wrong. That is a real big convoy, but they're not breaking through anything in that case. Freehan, as we said, 0 for 1. 2 out, third inning, 1-0 Oakland. Hunter's pitch. Freehan swings, line drive to left. Rudy is there, and that will take care of it. No runs hit. The Tigers leave on 2. After 2.5 in game 1, it's Oakland 1, Detroit 0. Oh, the west end of 90. Okay. So here's Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson, and Mike Epstein to face Lolich here in the third. If you're using the Twitch app, that's not always good for sound. Here's Val, 1 for 1. He doubled and drove home Campaneris in the first. Struck him out. Got him. Full count changeup, and Bando chased. 1 out for Reggie, who is 0 for 1. Into right. K-line going back. Is it enough? And Reggie's gone. That's into the stairwell in right center field. And it's now 2-0 Oakland. You know, the person who requested this series is a Tiger fan. So Reggie puts that second run on the board really quick. And that was gone. So Reggie takes a slow trot around the bases. Brings up Epstein, Mike. We didn't give you his numbers before because I went too fast. 270s, 26 homers. He led the team. And 70 RBI. He walked his first time up. To second, Taylor over to Cash for the out. 2 out for Rooney, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Cash. And Rudy is retired. Ah, okay, you got it. So the next postseason project will be regular season games from 1962. Talking about a night move. The 3-game playoff between the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Francisco Giants. It'll be a short project, and because I'll be managing, it may not be the right one for the Dodgers, but a big series nonetheless. The Dodgers and the Giants, games 163, 164, and 165. And brought to you by Farmer John, where you can find your Dodger dogs today. The solo homer by Reggie was a lone hit. They don't leave anybody on. We go to the 4th here in game 1, 2-0 Oakland. So Cash, Stanley, and K-Line to face Hunter here. Norm is 0 for 1. He struck out. The Dodgers do have good luck on this channel. In 5 years, it's the first time that we've not had the Dodgers in the playoffs. They've made 2 of my 5 World Series, 49 and 78. And, of course, they won in 78. Honestly, do you think they win it next year in 88? Pitch to Cash. Struck him out. Hunter got him on a 2-2 curve. So here's Mickey Stanley. He's 0 for 1. I would have to think that my money going into that 88 project, yeah, Jamie, I think 88 could be hard for them to match. You'd have to say it would be Oakland against the Mets. Pitch to Stanley. Fly ball, left field. Rudy running over by the line. 2 out. Scotty thinks they win it every year. Here's K-Line, 0 for 1. 2 out here in the 4th. That's into right. Mangual will make the catch. Oh, getting a lot of room here. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th here in game 1, 2-0 Oakland. And just in case you need a reminder about these two teams, the A's went 93 and 62, and by my math, that's 155 games. The Tigers played 156. 86 and 70. The only player to hit 300 on either team was Joe Rudy. Bert Campaneris is 5th at 240. Nobody hit 30 home runs. Nobody drove in 100 runs. Lolich and Hunter, today's pitchers, were 20-game winners. And Jamie thinks, and I agree, the AL East will be up for grabs except Baltimore, who started that year 0-26, right? Here's Gene Tennis. He walked his first time up. Don't know if the Cardinals can give the Mets a run. And the Dodgers just were a MacGyver team. They just won by spit and guile. Pitch to Tennis. Fly ball, left center. Stanley coming in. 1 out. Here's Angel Mangual. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Struck out his first time up. Lolich is fan 2. And that's lined foul, third base side. I did this ballpark up. All right, Andrew, talk to you later. 0-2 the count. Lolich deals. That's a base hit in the left center field. Stanley will pick it up off a hop. And that's the 4th Oakland hit. Here's Tim Cullen. He's 0 for 1. Cullen in the right center. Stanley going back. Makes the catch for the out. Mangual will go back to first. I will venture to guess that in next year's version of Action PC Baseball, we'll have the cards. They're great in the hockey game, by the way. 2 out for Catfish Hunter, who's 0 for 1. Lolich deals. And there's a ground ball to Brinkman. Eddie goes to Taylor for the easy out at second, and that'll do it. So Oakland gets a hit, and that's it. We go to the 5th here in game 1. It's Oakland 2, Detroit nothing. Willie Horton struck out his first time up. Rodriguez and Brinkman to follow. Ground ball to Cullen at second. Over to Epstein. 1 out. Here's Rodriguez. He has a lone hit for the Tigers. He singled his first time up. There's a ground ball. Hunter snares it and throws to Epstein for the out. Rodriguez thought he was going to beat it out, but Hunter saw where that was. It kind of cued off the end of the bat. And Hunter went over first base side of the rubber, made the play. 2 out for Eddie Brinkman, who's 0 for 1. In the left, Rudy coming in, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch to retire the side. So on a gray, cloudy, 39-degree day in Burlington, we're halfway through Game 1. It's the A's 2, the Tigers nothing. Join us late. Here's how we got here. This is the 72 American League Championship Series. Not as played. Not as played. Sal Bando doubled in the first to score Bert Campaneris to make it 1-0 Oakland. In the third, Reggie Jackson sent one to the stairwell in the bleachers in right center field to make it 2-0. Mickey Lolich, a 4-hitter through 4. The 2 runs, both earned, and the homer. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. And Catfish Hunter has thrown a gem, a 1-hitter through 5. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. 61 pitches for Lolich. For his first 18, Campaneris 1 for 2. A single, a run scored, and a stolen base. They play for the bunt. It's swung on into right center field. Stanley makes the catch for the first out. Jamie says a lot of former Washington Senators in this game. You can tell by the hats. Eddie Brinkman, Aurelio Rodriguez, Mike Epstein, Tim Cullen, Darrell Knowles, and Joel Coleman all traded away in 70 and 71. Of course, we had on J. Thomas Hetrick, who wrote about the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, but his publishing arm also published. We had on the podcast the author of the book, and I forget his name now, who wrote about the 69 Washington Senators managed by one Ted Williams, and they were a good team. Just happened to be in the same division as Baltimore, who ran away with it. Bando doubled home Campaneris in the first. He's 1 for 2. He's also struck out. Ground ball to Brinkman. Eddie over to first for the out. 2 away for Reggie Jackson, who homered. 1 for 2. And Jackson gets hit. Jackson got nailed in the shoulder. Says a few words to Lolich on his way down the first. He chucked a candy bar at him, as a matter of fact, and Lolich comes off the mound, grabs it, and proceeds to eat it. Not a Reggie bar, too early for that. But it is a payday, which is something that Reggie always wanted in Oakland and never really got. So Reggie, the straw that stirs the drink has been stirred by Mickey Lolich. 2 out for Epstein, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. And the crowd says, always like to see Reggie get plunked. And Epstein draws the walk. So Lolich has lost the script a bit here in the 5th. Here's Joe Rudy. He's 0 for 2. Lolich trying to gather himself. Now 60 degrees, clear skies here in the Bay Area. And what little wind there is blowing out to left center at 4. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Horton, away back there, and that is long gone. It is 5-0 Oakland. And the swinging A's are living up to their reputation. So, you hit Reggie, and you walked Epstein, and you got Rudy to slam a 3-run homer. So it comes back to bite Lolich in the Bippy, but he's still eating his payday that Reggie threw at him. 2 out for Tennis, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. So Lolich, not what the Tigers need. Liner to right, K-line, that's foul. And somebody from Berkeley made that catch. A ball and 2 strikes now to Tennis. Liner in the center, Stanley running over, makes a sliding catch on the grass. However, the 3-run homer by Joe Rudy has the A's up after 5-0. So let's see what the Tigers do with Lolich. Mickey walked his first time up. Pitch count-wise, he's fine, but he's on the wrong end of a 5-0 ball game. Stays, hits a ground ball to third. Bando over to first. 1 out. So 18 batters deep for Catfish. 71 pitches, 1 hit, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Here's Tony Taylor. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. And that is fouled on the third base side. I didn't get any of those right. Somebody from Oakland made that catch. 2-2 the count. To Taylor. Up the middle, Campanera snares it by the bag at second over to Epstein for the out. And Taylor is retired. 2 out for Freehand. Bill is 0 for 2. And Bill draws the 2-out walk. Hunter just kind of glares home. The 3-1 missed low and in on the fastball. 2 out for Cash, who was struck out twice. We told you this was a by request series, and if you don't remember Chris Waterfield, or HTO Field on YouTube, he's the one that did the whole mess of Earl Weaver baseball games shot in black and white to give it an old-timey feel. Cash swings, that's Hunter. He'll snare it on the mound over to Epstein, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Game 1. Catfish Hunter throwing a 1-hitter. It's 5-0 Oakland. So Mangual, Cullen, and Hunter here in the 6th. Angel 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. That's Taylor over to Cash. 1 away. Tim Cullen is 0 for 2. That's a hard ground ball to Cash. Lolich goes to cover. And Cullen is retired, 2 out. So an easy 6 so far from Mickey. Here's Catfish Hunter, who is 0 for 2. That's a line drive to Brinkman, and Eddie's got a whale of a glove, and that'll do it. So 1, 2, 3 go Oakland in the 6th. We go to the 7th. It's the A's 5, the Tigers nothing. So Stanley, K-line, and Horton to face Hunter. Stanley 0 for 2. Fly ball, center field. Jackson 1 out. Excuse me. Brings up K-line, who's 0 for 2. Catfish is dealing. There's a liner in the center. Reggie runs over, makes the catch. 2 out on the line drive. So here's Willie Horton. Excuse me. Willie is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. There's a ground ball to third. Bando has it. Long throw across. Willie's trucking down the line and is beat it out. An infield two-out single from Willie Horton. For Aurelio Rodriguez, the other Tiger hitter with a base hit. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Catfish winds and fires. That's into left center. Jackson will move over. Reggie's there. Stretch time, 5-0 Oakland. So Campaneris will lead off the 7th. Lolich, 27 batters deep, 85 pitches, 6 innings, 5 hits, the 2 homers. Reggie and Joe Rudy, he has walked 3 and struck out 2. Campaneris 1 for 3. Birch singled, stole second, got third on the error by Freehand, and scored. Struck him out. That's 3 for Lolich. He chased a 1-2 changeup. 1 out for Bando, who's 1 for 3, a double, a strikeout, and an RBI. Bando walks. 3-1 fastball was high and in. It brings up Reggie, who's had himself a day, 1 for 2, hit a solo homer, and then was promptly hit by a pitch. Lolich thanks Reggie for the payday candy bar. Reggie glares out at him. Freehand says, don't hit him again. You're going to get thrown out of the game. Lolich pitch. That's ripped into right center field. Stanley got a bad jump on it. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Bando will round third and score without a throw. And Reggie makes it 6-0 Oakland. So a stand-up double for Jackson. And now I'll bring up Mike Epstein, who has walked twice, scored once, and is 0 for 1. Base hit left center field. Epstein is in the second. Reggie scores. It's 7-0. Oh, my goodness gracious. And that'll do it. Chris Zachary will come in to pitch. Well, I forgot that Joe Niekro pitched for the Tigers. Zachary, 28 years old, fastball at 89, a ground ball pitcher. 1-1 with a save. And an earned run average of 141. 38 1/3 innings, 27 hits, 2 home runs, 15 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Rudy homered his last time up, a 3-run shot. Epstein on second, ground ball to Zachary, over to Cash for the out. Zachary is 6 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. 2 outs for Tennis, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Oakland has a week's worth of runs here with 7. Detroit, nothing. Struck him out. That'll do it. They got him looking. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 8th in game 1. Oakland 7, Detroit nothing. So Brinkman, pitcher Spot, and Taylor to face Catfish Hunter here in the 8th. Eddie is 0 for 2. In the left, Rudy, 1 out. Let's see what they do with Zachary. They should be pinch hitting for him. Gates Brown. I remember getting that card as a kid. Gates at 230. 10 homers and 31 RBI. Game 2 will be Wednesday at noon. I don't know where they're going to... Bernie's normally here for these, but the move has been approved. I think they have to work out something with the Coliseum. I imagine it's Oakland next year and then Vegas after. Pitch to Brown. Fly ball, right field. Mangual coming in. Will make the catch. 2 out for Tony Taylor. So Hunter just cruising right through. 27 batters deep. 106 pitches. 7 2/3. 2 hits. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Taylor 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Gates Brown pinch hitting was one of Earl Weaver's nemesis. Yep. I'll have a few deep thoughts about Earl Weaver in the next couple days. Taylor, a ground ball to Cullen, Tim to first, and that will retire the side. Ron Peronowski. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Scotty's now interested. Peronowski coming in after 7.5 at 7-0 A's. Maybe this wasn't the right move for the Tigers. Peronowski, 17 relief appearances, 36 years old. Fastball at 85 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He went 0-1 with a 7.71 ERA. So you might as well use him now. You're not like you're any risk of winning this game. 18 2/3, 23 hits, 2 homers. He walked 8 and struck out 10. Mangual, 1 for 3. A single and a strikeout. Peronowski deals. Ground ball to third. Rodriguez has it over to Cash. 1 out. So game 2 will be Wednesday at noon. And then game 3 in Detroit will be Thursday at noon. Tim Cullen is 0 for 3 today. That is a ground ball. Taylor by the bag at second over to Cash. 2 out. We're going to be done in a minute. Wow. So Catfish Hunter is throwing a 2-hitter. Of course he's going to stay in the game. He's 0 for 3 today. Ground ball to Norm. Cash bobbles it. Takes it to the bag. He recovered in time and got him. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. Peronowski looking like he's pitching for the Dodgers. We go to the 9th. Oakland 7, the Tigers nothing. So, heart of the order for Detroit, Freehan, Cash, and Stanley with K-line to follow. Catfish throwing one of the better games in postseason retro sports history, a 2-hitter. You know what? I've had 2 no-hitters in all the time I've sim baseball, and one of them was thrown by Catfish Hunter. 1978, top 8 teams in Strategic Baseball Simulator. He no-hit the Phillies for the Yankees. You look up his numbers in 78. He shouldn't be sniffing the rotation, let alone a no-hitter. Here's Freehan. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Hunter starts the 9th. Fly ball, right field. Mangual in the corner. 1 out. Tigers need 7 to tie and 8 to win or go ahead. Here's Cash. He struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Congratulations, speaking of the Tigers, to Jimmy Leland. Poor Lou Piniella finished 1 vote short. There's a base hit into right field, and so Cash gives the Tigers a little bit of hope. Only the 3rd hit for Detroit. Here's Stanley. He's 0 for 3. JB did a 72 replay a few years ago. Hunter had a perfect game going, but was scoreless in the 9th. And Nolan Ryan still in, hit a double to end the no-hitter perfect game. Oh, my word. Wow. That's crazy. Pitch this, and Jim Northrup is going to pinch hit. Jim, 261, 8 homers, and 42 RBI. Trivia question. Which player in this series did Bob Dylan write a song about? That's a good one. It wasn't Reggie. So Tennis and Hunter change around the sign. Line drive foul, first base side. Jamie says catfish, although a song about Reggie would have been good. He made a candy bar. It was delicious. 2-2 the count. Cash on first. Catfish would have made sense. For the longest time, until Lenny Barker did it in 1981, Catfish had a perfect game in 68 and then didn't have another one for 13 years. Pitch to Northrup. Fly ball opposite way. Rudy, does he have the room? Yes, he does. He makes the catch, and Norm goes back to first. Joe Cocker recorded it. Was Cocker a baseball fan? Last chance to loon is Al Kaline, 0 for 3 in this one. So Catfish Hunter cruising right along on the verge of a 3-hit shutout here in Game 1. Liner to center. Reggie makes the catch, and the A's win this one easy. So in this best of 5, Oakland leads at 1-0. And in 2 hours and 18 fake minutes, the A's win Game 1 by the score of 7-0. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The A's left on 5. No runs for the Tigers, 3 hits and an error, and the Tigers left on 5. And it's pretty easy to tell you that Catfish Hunter is our Digital Dice MVP. He throws a 3-hit shutout. He walked 2 while striking out 4. In 121 pitches, he threw 82 strikes and 39 balls. That was quick, but we only had 16 base runners. Mickey Lolich takes the loss. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned. With 2 homers, the big blast, the 3-run homer by Joe Rudy. It looks really funny. You know, he looks like Ron Howard in that picture without the mustache. And Reggie Jackson's homer early on. Lolich walked 4, struck out 3. And so that'll do it. We'll talk to you Wednesday for Game 2 of this series. Oakland leading 1-0. We'll talk to you then. Have a good day, everybody. So long.